Bottom Tier Character Tomozaki Season 2 Episode 5. And in this episode we saw the conclusion to this mini arc that was about Tama. You know, the fight between Tama and Erika. In this episode we saw it come to an end. I thought that maybe it was going to take until the next episode to finish, but surprisingly enough in this episode everything was wrapped up, which again I don't care if it was in the next episode or this episode because it was an enjoyable mini arc or whatever you want to call it. Because yeah, it is fun to see sometimes the anime focus on another person, in this case on two other people, which is Tama and Erika. And to be honest, if we're being real, this arc was more about than just them two. It was about also, you know, Mizusawa, Nakamura, Minami, not just the two typical protagonists, which is Aoi and Tomozaki, which again I like it because it gives more character development to other characters that otherwise don't appear that much on the anime. And going forward we'll see those characters with a new light, with a new vision, with a new perspective on their characters, rather than before this arc which were just there to be filler or to, you know, to just stand in the back. I mean, not really, because they did have some character development before this, but not as much as after this arc. So yeah, I think this arc did a lot of things for characters like that. So yeah, let's all appreciate that. And something else that was answered in this episode, which I was speculating in previous episodes, was that what was going to happen after this arc was over. One of the theories that I had was that maybe Tomozaki was going to try to get closer to Aoi, and I was actually right on that, because we saw in this episode, at the end of the episode actually, that one of the things that now Tomozaki will do is precisely that, to get closer to Aoi, to find out more about her. And yeah, I think I was right on that theory, which was that again he was going to get closer to her in order to find out more about her. So yeah, definitely in the next arc it is going to be all about Tomozaki and Aoi. They're going to be, or at least Tomozaki is going to be trying to get a lot closer to her, because until now he hasn't been really that close to her. I mean, yeah, they do a lot of things together, but they're not really close as one would expect they are, because I mean they're just, I guess you can say, teacher and students and nothing more than that. At this point in time I wouldn't say Tomozaki thinks that much of Aoi, you know, as a love interest. I think that will definitely change after this coming arc, when they're going to get closer together, at least in a way that they know more about each other, not necessarily sentimentally, although I also think that is going to happen. But yeah, at least as of right now, and given the reaction that he had at the end when Takamura asked him that question, I don't think he's in that state as of now. Of course that all can change in the future, like I said, but yeah, he said that he's going to try to get closer. And yeah, the answer to Nakamura wasn't actually shown. He said that he wanted to get closer to her, but I don't know if he also said that to Nakamura, because maybe Nakamura would have interpreted that as Tomozaki saying that yeah, he does want to get closer to her because he does like her. Maybe he didn't say that directly to him, maybe he said something else like, oh no, I don't like her, or something like that. But yeah, it will be interesting to see in the future if they show that scene where Tomozaki responds to Nakamura's question, because I think that is something we're all interested in seeing. And yeah, talking specifically about the situation or how the dilemma was dealt with in this episode, the big problem that we're all waiting for it to be resolved was actually resolved in this episode, and it was resolved by basically, and I guess you can say, Aoi using some dirty tactics in a sort of weird way. I guess you can say that was the only way for Erika to stop doing everything she was doing, because otherwise I think there wasn't any hope for her to stop. I think Aoi came to that conclusion in this episode. She said basically, I had enough, this is not going to stop, I'm going to take this into my own hands. And she basically did that. She took care of everything. I mean, not necessarily everything, because I mean Tomozaki also had a big part in it, but yeah, she basically said enough is enough, I'm going to take this into my own hands and I'm going to resolve this. And she did actually do that, again with the help of Tomozaki and Tama also, because Tama also played a big role in it, not necessarily in resolving the problem of her getting targeted, but of Erika reintegrating again to the whole classroom. So yeah, that was actually cool to see from Tama, that she showed a lot of character development there, because she could have easily just, you know, join everyone else and pile on Erika, but she decided not to do that, and she was the more mature person in that she forgave Erika and the other girls and said to the other classmates to basically stop harassing Erika and the other ones, because that was not the right thing to do. And we can see also that Tama was a little bit surprised surprised to see this side of Aoi. She wasn't expecting to see that side from Aoi. I think she was basically surprised to see that. And Tomozaki wasn't actually surprised to see that because, I mean, it is Tomozaki after all. He knows a lot about Aoi. At least for stuff like this, he does know a lot about her. So yeah, he was not surprised by that. And I don't know what reaction Tama exactly had. Was she disappointed? She was definitely surprised, but was she disappointed, scared, or something else? It was kind of hard to grasp what exactly her reaction was, you know, aside from being surprised, like I said. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to say the least. So yeah, in a few words, the situation was resolved by basically turning everything against Erika. The whole classroom turned against her, and because of that, she had to change. She did need a little bit of a push because even when she got found out, you know, that she was being rude, she still wouldn't want to apologize. So yeah, it was not as easy as turning the classroom against her, but at the end of the day, she still, you know, crumbled to the pressure and ended up stopping everything she was doing. So even if you say it was kind of dirty what Aoi did in this episode, so you know, faking that maybe the girl got hurt, although we don't know if she actually did get hurt or not, but yeah, maybe faking that and also cornering Erika, maybe you can say that that is not a very nice thing to do, but I mean, at the end of the day, it got the work done. Everything is now back to normal. So yeah, that was pretty much everything that happened in the episode. A pretty great episode, if I do say so myself. A great episode because it concluded this mini arc in a very, I guess you can say, interesting way. I think this definitely lived up to the expectations that we all have for this mini arc. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. And if you don't want to miss the next episode review, please subscribe to my channel. And also, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, that will be everything by me. And I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.